Manchester United has been linked with again another midfielder. In this video, we'll have a conversation, talk about who that midfielder is, link them the move to Manchester United, and we'll have a conversation. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll go through the article, what's come out, and it's about Real Madrid's Aurelien Tchouameni. So Manchester United are Real Madrid's Aurelien Tchouameni, the French international, on United's list to replace Casemiro, but his future could hinge on whether Rodri leaves Man City. So, Real Madrid's Tchouameni features prominently on Manchester United's shortlist to replace Casemiro as they seek a potential candidate to replace Casemiro. Listen, Tchouameni, again, him and Camavinga could potentially be on the move. Reports in Spain have suggested that Real Madrid are also willing to listen to offers for Tchouameni and his international teammate Eduardo Camavinga as an alternative route to raise funds. Now, listen, Tchouameni, again, very, very good midfielder. He's prominently on their shortlist. Now, if you want to know a bit about him, obviously he plays CDM for Real Madrid. He's 26 years of age, which again is a decent age for a midfielder. You'd hope to have him at the club for potentially 7 years, 8 years even. He's on around 12.5 million a year, which again is a lot of money, but it's something that he's probably worth. I think he's a top level player. That's around 240 grand a week if my calculations are correct. I think if we're looking at Tchouameni as a proven number 6, someone who does have a lot of good qualities about him, he's not someone that has been mentioned a lot by Manchester United, but he's someone you can definitely have a conversation about. As I said, he's got multitude of European experience. He's won multiple Champions Leagues, I believe, or definitely a Champions League with Real Madrid. And again, playing at Real Madrid, they are probably the biggest club in the world. And again, he does have a lot of good qualities. I think defensively, he's very, very good at breaking up play. He's quite versatile, as he can play in the box-to-box role and a deeper line role. And again, he's someone that I do like. He's at the right age. He's got the right profile. Yes, he might not have Premier League experience, but he definitely does have a lot of European experience, which I think it's not as important, but it's still very, very key. If you're looking at his contract, he's got a contract until 2028, so a few years. He signed in 2022 for 80 million euros with 20 million plus add-on, which is a ridiculous fee. His contract apparently has a 1 billion euro release clause, which again, I don't think United will obviously, well, United definitely won't play that. But listen, if we're talking about role, we know he's someone who can win the ball, can play high. He will cost you probably 50, 60 million. Probably in a similar region of what Casemiro cost Manchester United. But if you're looking at his expectation at the club, you do expect him to be here for a very, very long time. And I think that's something that you're also paying for. You're paying for his European experience. And as I said, we're looking at sort of options to bring in to work with Tchouameni, and I think he's someone who would work well with him. I think if you were to bring in Elliot Anderson as well, I think they are two very, very good options, two very different profiles, but two very, very good players. And I think Tchouameni is a proper number 6. So if you look at Anderson, you'd probably say he's more box-to-box, whereas Tchouameni is someone who sits in front of the back line, protects the back line, breaks up play, can score an odd goal, brilliant in duels, and again, he's someone who has been on United's radar for a long time. Him and Camavinga were two players United chased before they both went to Real Madrid. So, yeah, he's someone I do like. Contact has been made. United keeping close tabs on him. Now, in terms of Anderson, City are the current front runners to sign another of United's leading midfield targets. Anderson, Forest are thought to want at least 100 million, and their prospect of getting will be boosted if they avoid relegation. United rate Anderson highly, but such a fee could be a significant obstacle. Tonali was high on their midfield shortlist, but their chances of a move are believed to be receding as they assess their options. Adam Wharton is someone who has been heavily scouted, but is thought to be considered too similar to Tchouameni to be a natural partner in the deeper midfield position. So it's interesting that United don't think Elliot Anderson is very similar to Mane. I don't think they are. I think Wharton is very, very similar though. I think Anderson's a very different profile, and he's someone who I talked about yesterday. He's a very good option. He has been linked to United, but there's still consensus is that he will go to Man City, which is very, very unfortunate. I don't think we'll get Wharton. I think he is too similar to Tchouameni, and again, it'll just be not a waste, but we already have that very good profile in the squad. But again, I really do like Tchouameni. Again, didn't expect him to be on our list. Signing Casemiro's replacement at Madrid to replace Casemiro at United would actually be funny. I just seen a tweet, and that was from some people. So listen, I think it's an interesting one. It's someone who does have a lot of quality, and I think I'll certainly add him to the team. But the midfield conversation is going to be interesting. He's someone who does have a lot of qualities about him. As I said, Is it a red flag, the fact that he's leaving Real Madrid as them being the biggest club in the world? Probably not, but it's interesting. But let me know your thoughts on Tchouaméni. Would you want him to sign for Manchester United? That's just been a little update. He has been linked with a potential move. He's 26, out of contract in 2028, but Real Madrid could potentially be looking to cash in for him. So, yeah, in terms of other news, there's not really too much about going on around Manchester United at the moment. Apparently AC Milan's been linked with Barcelona. Yan Diomande is Liverpool's top target to replace Salah. So that could potentially be a blow for Manchester United. But the main story is Tchouaméni. If you look at him a few years ago, I think he is still very, very good. I watched him briefly in Real Madrid's sort of European hunt this season. He's looked very, very good. So, yeah, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on that. But, yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Tchouaméni. Peace.